As predicted, Joe Flacco did not land with the Washington Redskins. Among a slew of obvious reasons, above all, Flacco carried a $26 million salary cap number for 2019. The Ravens traded Flacco to the Broncos on Wednesday, and in turn, that again changes the evolving quarterback landscape around the NFL. Just last season Denver signed Case Keenum to shore up their QB position, and now it looks like Keenum will be on the move. Again, that brings the situation to the Redskins. Washington probably won't have Alex Smith this year. He suffered a significant leg injury last November, and the question seems more focused on if he ever plays again, not just if he can play this fall. The Skins have Colt McCoy under contract for 2019, but that's it. Bruce Allen's team will have to add passers this year, and at least one will likely come via the NFL draft in April. Beyond that, there isn't much of a budget for another quarterback. The team owes $20 million to Smith and nearly another $4 million to McCoy, while some teams allot $25 million or more to the quarterback position. That is generally to pay an elite passer to run the operation. The Redskins already have $24 million on the books, and Smith is highly unlikely to play. That means the team can't add much more money at quarterback, and that means the team is unlikely to add a player like Keenum. Whether Keenum leaves Denver by trade or release, he seems likely to command at least the $7 million he's owed this season. For context, some backup quarterbacks in the league make more than that, and Keenum is only 2 years removed from an outstanding season with a talented Vikings team. He's likely to make at least $10 million per season should he hit the open market. Keenum, like Flacco and Nick Foles, will cost too much for the Redskins. And after a 6-10 season in Denver where he completed about 63% of his passes with 3,890 yards and 18 touchdowns against 15 interceptions, it's not clear Washington should want to pay much more. Instead, think about Teddy Bridgewater, a backup with the Saints last season. Bridgewater is a few seasons removed from a dangerous leg injury. Similarly to Smith, some wondered if Bridgewater would ever play again. Well, he has, and he's been at least serviceable on the field. Never a game-changer but a reasonably accurate passer, Bridgewater guided the Vikings to an 11-5 season in 2015 before his massive knee injury cost him the 2016 and 2017 seasons. For his career, Bridgewater is a 64% passer. He's thrown more TDs than INTs. Most importantly, perhaps, he made less than $3 million last season. Bridgewater played on a heavy incentive deal, which is similar to McCoy's contract, and didn't hit many incentives playing behind Drew Brees. If the Redskins can add Bridgewater to a similar deal this offseason, he could provide good competition for McCoy in training camp. And there would be two veterans to work with a potential rookie QB too. Depending where the quarterback gets drafted, this scenario could unfold for less than some teams are paying their top QB. It's not ideal, but anytime a team is paying $20 million towards a player that won't see the field, the situation won't be ideal. Think about this way: the 2019 NFL salary cap is expected to land around $190 million. With just the salaries from Smith and McCoy, the Redskins have spent about 13% of their cap at the QB position. How much more can the team dedicate to the same spot? Consider the whole picture, and suddenly, Bridgewater looks like a better option than Keenum. There is always something going on in the NFL, and on Wednesday, that something was Joe Flacco, according to reports, will be traded to the Broncos. That move clearly affects both Baltimore and Denver, but it also relates to the Redskins, too. How? Here are 3 ways, starting with the most obvious. 1. Flacco isn't coming to DC. But we knew that, right? J.P. Finley has been saying for 2 months that the former Super Bowl champ wasn't going to be the Redskins' answer at quarterback. It's never fun to say this, but J.P. is now officially right. Washington is boxed in when it comes to how much money they can spend under center, and Flacco would have cost too much for them, even on a rework deal. They certainly could be in the market for a veteran passer, just not one with his price tag. 2. What about Case Keenum? With Flacco now in Denver, the Broncos may no longer want Keenum, whom they signed last offseason to a 2-year contract with an average annual salary of $18 million. Now, Keenum will be the only legit backup behind Flacco barring further moves, so maybe Denver looks to keep him at a different number as insurance. However, they could also cut him, which would carry a $10 million cap hit but also $11 million in cap savings. Should they cut him, that'll give Washington another option to evaluate. Keenum had a forgettable 2018, his 18 TDs, 15 INTs and 81.2 passer rating were not what the Broncos were hoping for, but that forgettable 2018 should also make him more affordable for the burgundy and gold. 3. Draft implications. The Broncos are picking 10th in the 2019 draft, while the Redskins are in the no. 15 slot. For those of you hoping Jay Gruden's team takes a first-round QB, this is good news for you. Denver will now be out of the running for guys like Dwayne Haskins, Kyler Murray and Daniel Jones. So, that's one fewer franchise for Washington to compete with for a rookie signal caller. More Redskins news. In 2018, Darius Geis generated more excitement among the Redskins fan base than any rookie since Robert Griffin III did in 2012. In training camp, Juice was everywhere, signing autographs for hours and posing for pictures with anybody that asked. After an unexplained draft slide, he looked poised for a huge season with the Redskins in an offense that could use a breakaway running back. Then it all fell apart. Juice got hurt in the second preseason game, lost for the year with a knee injury. In the time since, Juice has worked hard to overcome knee surgery, a post-surgery infection and now the lengthy rehab involved with ACL reconstruction. The former LSU star, however, does not seem the patient type. And that has veteran Redskins running back Chris Thompson trying to calm down the excitable 21-year-old. "I've told him one time, man, you got to take it easy, but it's hard to do that," Thompson said of Juice. "He's just one of those guys, he's a freak. He's a freak of nature. I honestly think he's going to have a recovery process like AP did." Thompson, speaking on the Redskins Talk podcast on Tuesday, is referring to Adrian Peterson returning from a 2011 knee injury in less than a year and leading the NFL in rushing yards the following season. That type of recovery is unheard of around the NFL. That's just how he is. "I think after about 6 months he's going to be good and ready to go," Thompson said. For Juice, he seems ready to get back on the field and show what he can do. They forgot. https://t.co/caucase9qq722-9 at Dosicust, February 13, 2019. He knows what's at stake for him, Thompson said. The Redskins have a decision to make with Peterson, as he will become a free agent when the new league year opens in mid-March. Washington got very lucky to sign Peterson after Juice went down in August, and the future Hall of Famer was the best offensive player on the team in 2018, rushing for more than 1,000 yards. There's been some talk between the organization and Peterson's camp, and reason to think both sides would like to stay together. Business decisions will have to be made, but Peterson, Juice and Thompson would be an electric running back room. "We're planning on him being the guy this year," Thompson said of Juice. "I'm excited for him. I just wish sometimes he wants to just get up and run because he knows he can, but it's like, dude, we got a long time. You're not practicing anytime soon, so don't even look forward to it." More Redskins news.